Hey guys, Brandon here with All About DIY, coming to you on a Sunday afternoon. It's really freaking windy, so sorry if there's a little bit of wind noise. It's kind of chilly, kind of windy, kind of sucky outside, but I prefer doing videos outside anyway, so whatever. Anyways, in today's video, we will be discussing the ViaAqua 230 canister filter. Besides the fact that it's nearly impossible to prime on its own, it's a really great filter. It does a great job. There's a lot of capacity for biological media, also mechanical filtration and chemical as well. There's 2 media trays in here that I'll take out and we'll clean out. This one just came off of my 75-gallon Oscar tank, which I have in another video. There's actually quite a lot of fish in there, so I like to try to keep these real nice and clean. I try to clean these at least every couple months, or when the flow starts to back up a little bit. And you can tell because these front viewing panels here, you'll see them start to get brown and nasty. These haven't gotten there yet, but I just like to keep that tank clean because it's kind of overstocked and I don't really like that. So anyways, I've had this filter for probably, I want to say a good 6 years, 7 years maybe. Bought it brand new. And I've used it on different tanks, and I've had it stored for a little bit, and I started it up dry. It just works great. It's never failed me. The only thing is, it's a pain to prime. It's a pain to get started to pull water from your tank. I feel that the only way to do it is to use another power head, and basically you'll have 2 hoses coming off here with connectors. I don't have them set up on this yet because I have them precariously positioned on my other tank, so I didn't want to take them off. But yeah, what you'll do is you'll have hoses that come off of here, and one's intake and one's output, and you'll put this in your tank, turn it on, so you'll have a bunch of water coming out of here, basically, under your tank, and you'll stick your intake hose onto this, and that's the only way you can get this to prime and start working, that I found. Maybe somebody else, one of you guys have one of these, and it does it for you, but it doesn't do it for me, and, I've tried to do it through this little priming spout. I fill this thing completely with water, fill the hoses completely with water when I plug it in, and it still will not do it. So that's the only thing I don't like about this filter. Please, if you have one of these and you've had this problem, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it because it's kind of a pain. But anyways, let's get right into this thing. This is going to be a breakdown and a review. I sort of already did the review on it, but yeah, this is they call it the ViaAqua 230, even though it doesn't do 230 gallons an hour by any means. It says it does 500 liters, which is about 130, 140 gallons an hour, which is pretty slow. You wouldn't want to put this on a 100-gallon tank and rely on this only for your filtration. This is more for, a 60-gallon tank or a 55-gallon tank would run, I'm sure, just fine. I have it on my 75 with a fluval C4 and a couple other sponge filters, so it'll be fine. But yeah, this is a overall good filter. It's only 11 watts, so it doesn't suck a bunch of power. And yeah, it just does a great job. I like it. So anyways, I can't remember how much I paid for it. I think it was about $100. So 80 bucks. So not too bad. Not too bad. Anyways, let's get to breaking this down. Okay, so there's little levers on each corner that you just pull up and then slide out like this, and you're able to remove the motor housing like so. You just lift it straight up, and it's got a rubber gasket down in here that you want to keep track of and not damage. So we'll set that aside for now. We'll clean that later. Here's media basket number 1, which I just have a coarse sponge in, so there's that. We're going to clean that out in a second. I got a bunch of little snails in there I didn't know I had in the tank, so that's nice. Media basket number 2 has 2 coarse sponges in there, and 1 fine, 1 coarse, I think. Nope, 2 coarse. Alright, so I got 3 coarse sponges in there, no fine. And in the bottom, I have just a crap load of bio balls. There's a big old open chamber down here, about 2 inches, so that's what I stuff in there. So just gobs of those, so that's nice. But anyways, yeah, let's pour this out. This stuff gets nasty. As you can see, this water is disgusting. But yeah, that's why we're cleaning it. So anyways, let me dump this out. By the way, fish tank water is extremely good for house plants and things like that, especially dirty fish tank water. So don't just throw your old fish tank water on the street or on your lawn or on your concrete or something like that, because you can always fertilize your plants with it. And then you're just gonna, I have a multi-stage hose attachment. I like to use the shower portion for this. You just kind of spray it out. No big deal. Get all the crap out of it. We'll pour this in the plants. Alright. That's going to be good enough for that. Set this back up here. Alright, tray number 2. Hey, look, just like that. Just coarse sponges in there, no big deal. They're pre-fit, pre-cut. So you just take those out, take the little rubber grommets off of here, pull this out, and we'll spray this out real quick. That's nasty. Alright, there's that one. Next, just spray these out until they come clean. Like so. There's that one, and then our last one. Alright. Oh, there's a lot of snails on here. Did not see that. Alright, so there's those. We'll rinse our canisters, or our little trays out. No big deal, those come pretty easy as long as you don't let them sit dry. Alright, there's that one, and then we'll spray our motor housing off. That's good enough for that. And in here is your motor. So we'll just take that little lid off. Here's our impeller. Be very careful with that. Do not want to break that or you'll be screwed. Alright, pull that out, and then we're just gonna rinse this off real quick. This filter's not too dirty, so that's good. You don't wait too long, they're easy to clean, so that's nice. Alright. Okay, so we'll put our impeller back in. You gotta be careful too with these propeller shafts because they are porcelain and they do snap really easily. So that will slide back on like that. We will put our housing cap back on, like so. Go on. Maybe. Alright, and that should snap into place. Maybe. Let's see here what's going on. Okay, yeah, we're in. Cool. Alright, so we'll put our sponges back in. There's a certain way these go. And there's 2 little notches here and here that fit where the handle goes, and then your hole that goes where your pickup is. So you just want to push those down. Put another one in right on top of that. Oops, did that wrong. Those in like so. Okay, that one's done. This one's done. And in this one that I only have 1 sponge in, that's where I'm going to be using these brand new carbon bags or filter media bags. They are reusable. I just wanted to change this one out because just put some nice new stuff in here on a fresh start. So anyways, you just open up these guys. I got some premium activated filter carbon. I run carbon in all my stuff unless I'm dosing medication because I feel like it just clears the water up a lot nicer and it removes any kind of discoloration, like if your water starts to get yellow or something like that. So I like using carbon. I'm a fan. So we'll just pour some of this in. That's a good amount. Alright. And then we'll close this up, and what I do is I wrap this around itself and then put this back through so that even if this does try to, you know, flip over or something inside of there, it won't come out because the end is sealed. So put this in here like this. We'll rinse it out a little bit, get that fine stuff out of there real quick. So there's like kind of like a, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a blackish type gray water that comes out, and that's just the fine dust. You want to get some of that out. So that's what I'm doing there. Always rinse your carbon. And then we'll put this in our tray. I get it spread out so the most surface area possible is touching water at all times. That'll give you the best results. Okay, so that's in, and you do not want anything sticking up above that plane because then it won't go back together. So anyways, alright, number 2, we'll put that down in here like so, and it'll drop straight down. Alright, and then you'll look like that. Then we'll take number 1, and that's where these little guys come in. They're the seal that goes right on top of your pickup tube there, and it keeps the compartment sealed from the other one, so that the water has to pass through both of them and then come out to be dispersed back into the tank. So you're going to want to make sure you got those all hooked up, and then this last one will go on top here, and it looks like so. And then this only goes on one way, depending on how you put these, and these go in any direction. This is any direction also, so it doesn't matter which way you put these, and it only matters how you put this back on. And this is the pickup tube here, and you're going to want to make sure this mates up with that, or it will not. For one, it won't go back together, and two, it won't work. So make sure it goes on nice and easy, which it has. It slid right back down on there, and then we'll just latch our latches all the way around, and you're solid. So that's how you clean and assemble this guy. Now I'm just going to take this top back off because I'm going to fill this thing up with water, because that's the only way it's ever going to prime. So take this back off real quick, and we'll fill it up with water. I'll put a little bit of tap water dechlorinator in there, which you should always use with tap water. The city water always has chlorine and chloramines in it, so you want to make sure that that you got all that stuff removed, because that is harmful to fish. You can buy this stuff anywhere. Any fish store will sell it. And it doesn't really take much. Directions say use 5 milliliters for 10 gallons of water. So I only got about 2 gallons in here, so I don't really need a whole lot of this. A few drops will do. Alright, so I'll fill this up all the way to the top. Alright. Okay, now we'll put our motor back on. Slide this back down on there. Alright, close the latches. And we are set up. So that's pretty much all you do. And then what you'll do is obviously take this to wherever you got your fish tank set up. A lot of people I've seen, they'll put this level with the tank because they think that the pump has an easier time pumping water, but in reality, if you put this down below your tank, it'll create a siphon on its own, because there's going to be water coming in, falling down the tube into here, and then it'll have to push the water back up, which is fine, but it'll have a lot easier time because there's a little bit of siphon going on automatically. So mount this below your tank. Don't mount it level with your tank. You'll have better results with it. I'm not saying mount it 5 feet below your tank, but mount it, just under your tank is fine. So yeah, and then you'll put your couplers on here. Put your 1/2-inch hoses on there. Make sure they're nice and tight and sealed. Put your input and output on into your tank. Make sure those are secure. And then you'll basically plug this in, and then you'll take your power head, plug it in, and then put this on the intake, and it'll start the siphon for you. So that's how I do it. That's the only way this thing will start. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to go put this back on the tank because it is badly needed. It's a big tank, big fish, a lot of waste. So, anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all the likes and the subscriptions and all that stuff. So let me know if this was helpful, and you guys have a good day. Later.